News to go first.
Hi Owen, how's things?
Yeah, good, thank you. Drier today up in Manchester, which is nice. Managed to get a full training session in.
We heard the news about an hour or so ago that Jason Roy has picked up an injury. What can you tell us about him?
Yeah, unfortunately, he tweaked his side 2 days ago now and will be ruled out for the 3 games in order to give him time to prepare for both series against Australia. At the moment, we don't anticipate it being anything serious, but we want to give him every chance to be fit for Australian both series T20s and 50 over. So we'll see how he progresses over the next 3 or 4 days and be able to report back then.
That presumably will mean a shuffle at the top of the order. And does it mean that one of the reserves comes into the squad as well?
At the moment, given that we have a lot of flexibility particularly with our all-rounders in Joe Denley, Moeen, and our reserve batters that we have within the squad, at the moment we don't feel a need to pull anybody in for tomorrow, given that we have all bases covered, really.
Changes from the squad that played against the Irish a while back. Notably, you've got Chris Jordan fit again. Dawid Malan has been in good form and joins the squad, to notable boost to it. Yeah,
massive. I think probably CJ and David's contributions in international T20 are well documented. Dawid probably in particular most recently has really put together an early establishment of a career that every time he's available he's put himself forward as the next man in, just simply by weight of runs and rate in which he's scored them. CJ's been an integral part of our bowling lineup for a very long time. He's a leader within our group as well, and he's fantastic to have back.
How important is this series coming up? Because no disrespect to the Irish, but it's a step up in quality of opposition and go all the way back to the winter when he played the South Africans. It's been a long time with the Irish side.
Yeah, it has. Given that our winter was dominated by T20 cricket and 2 successful tours, both of New Zealand and South Africa, it gives us a chance to re-engage with, I suppose, for this series in particular, opportunities for guys to stake their claim to be in that final 15 for next year. I think given the circumstances surrounding COVID at the moment and the restrictions selection-wise and having a priority on players' well-being, I think this is another opportunity for guys who potentially would sit outside that 15 to try and present their best case moving forward for winter tours and the World Cup next year. I also think that the opportunities like this don't come around very often when we have our squad at full strength.
I was going to say, on that note, with the World Cup being pushed back 12 months and there being no involvement from players that have been in the test bubble for this series, what is your message to those players that now get the opportunity?
Yeah, messaging from myself and the coach throughout the majority of the series that we play is to feel as comfortable in an England shirt as you do in a county shirt, and to actually feel free enough to play the expansive game that you would at your county within international cricket. Our job is to get the best out of the guys who are in our squad. So in order to achieve that, guys need to feel comfortable and free enough to take risks that international T20 cricket demand.
And just finally, away from this series, I mean, there's a notable achievement for Jimmy Anderson the other day, 600 test wickets. A word for him?
Yeah, it's extraordinary, really, what he's achieved. It was a privilege to have both shared the field with him in tests and 50 overs, but to actually achieve what he's done in the game is, at stages you try and think about it and look at the names that he passed along the way to 600, and some stages you can't believe what he's achieved, but when you look at him as a bowler and what he does with the ball and the threats that he poses all around the world, there's no surprise that he's done it. So everybody's extremely proud of him. I know his his family are in particular, and he's proud himself. But what he's achieved is extraordinary.
Thanks, Owen. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Richard. Will McPherson, please.
Hi, Owen. Have you decided how your top three is going to look with Jason and obviously Joss missing as well?
We have, but we won't be disclosing it until tomorrow at the toss.
Sort of linked to that, Tom Banton scored his first ODI 50, I think, in that defeat to Ireland. How I suppose he's probably pressing for a position slightly higher up the order now, especially in T20, which is kind of the format he's made his name in.
Yeah, I think naturally he is a top order batter, but in a time where we have top order batters in abundance and actually lack middle order players, it's sometimes difficult to get him in the position that is his strength. So we know what he can achieve at the top of the order, along with a number of other guys who bat in the top five. So hopefully, if he gets a chance, he can take it.
Okay, Julian Gaia, please.
Hello, Owen. Can I just ask you what you make of Pakistan as a T20 side in general and Babar Azam's form in particular?
Yeah, Pakistan are a very dangerous T20 team. I think if anybody watched the PSL this year, I know we had a lot of guys involved in it. The strength and depth of Pakistan cricket is surprising in a way, because I haven't played in it for a couple of years now, and you forget the depth that they have across their domestic cricket. So it's no surprise that they're producing excellent cricketers at the top level. And for us, they're always a difficult side to play against because they have all bases covered. Yeah.
And so, sorry, and just on Babar as a batsman.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. I played with him at Karachi Kings a couple of years ago. He's a guy very early in his cricketing career, but has achieved quite a lot doing the simple things extremely well.
Thank you.
Please. David Charlesworth.
Hi, Owen. I was just wondering, during the 50 over World Cup win last year, everyone sort of seemed to know the roles, and the roles were clearly defined, especially in the top six. I was just wondering, do you think it's a similar thing for the T20 side, or are there any areas for improvement that you would like to see building ahead to next year?
No, I think there are. I think one of the challenges between now and the World Cup next year is going to be getting our strongest team on the park as often as we can to define those roles. I think we will only know our strongest positions after we have guys achieving in those roles. I think it was a good exercise in the winter at different stages, probably particularly in South Africa, when we had majority of people available. Actually, all bar Jofra was injured. So that was really good. I don't think we can have a scenario where we can play the majority of our games with a half-strength team and then expect to go into a World Cup contenders when guys don't know their roles or haven't been familiarised with them.
Cheers.
Gideon Brooks, please.
Hi, Owen. Just as sort of a follow-up to David's question, really, are England favoured or hampered by the postponement of the World T20 by a year?
I think everybody's favoured, just simply because they haven't been playing cricket. I think perfect case scenario, you lead into the World Cup playing a lot of T20 cricket, and the sides have been together for a lot of the time, play good competitive cricket against sides in the conditions that you're going to play in. I think if the tournament went ahead, we would have been at an advantage over a lot of other nations, given that we were already playing together. But I think a lot of sides might have been up against it, and it might have added a level of unpredictability to the World Cup.
And just as a follow-up to that, do you expect the team to be in a sort of stronger position squad? You know, there's obviously going to be a few chances for late darters into the squad? Are they going to be in a stronger position next year, do you think, possibly?
I hope so. I think given that a lot of the guys that we have in the squad at the moment are young guys coming through, and when you're at that stage of development in your career, 6 to 8 to 12 months is actually quite a considerable amount of time. I think the challenge for those guys is actually getting opportunity to go away and play. So between now and then in the winter, the IPL is going ahead, the Big Bash is going ahead. We have a long tour to India, which actually frees up guys to play a full Big Bash, and then potentially put their case forward to be selected in an IPL in the new year. So trying to expose them to a lot more white ball cricket can accelerate their development, as opposed to just sitting at home, not playing anything and wondering about what next summer will look like for us.
Okay, 2 to finish, Simon Wilde and then Stephen Douglas.
Hi, Eoin. Just sort of related to that, you've got an IPL deal, haven't you? So you'll be going to the IPL straight after the Australia matches. So you're looking forward to a couple of months of solid cricket. That must be quite nice after all the hanging around you've done in recent months with not much play. So how are you looking forward to it?
It is. I am looking forward to it, and probably more so than ever, just because the Ireland series was so like we rarely play 3-match series and then have a considerable break. You normally go back and play for your county, or you're off playing somewhere else. So after that series, I think a lot of guys were left wanting more. But it's a nice position to be in, playing good competitive cricket against 2 extremely strong sides, and then hopefully going off and playing some games in the UAE, which will obviously be challenging as well. And then there's a potential to have a break December, January, February. So although it's going to be hectic for a couple of months, I'm really looking forward to it.
And you've got quite a few of the main England guys are going to the IPL as well. So it'd be nice for you guys to get back into the swing. Yeah,
it will. I think one of the positives of, and it does relate to cricket, but not on the face of it, is that guys can take their families out to the IPL. So that's a huge positive, given that being in the bubble throughout when we were playing in the summer, more so for the test guys that play white ball as well, it becomes a bigger challenge moving forward. It feels like you're playing away the whole time, and you're detached from what's going on. So that's quite a nice touch.
Yeah, good. Thanks.
Steve to finish. Thank you.
Hi, Eoin. It's just a quick question about the events in the United States last night, and if that's at all resonated in the squad or provoked any discussion about what you guys think, and any reaction maybe from the England squad in the future.
Not actually seeing what's happened in the States overnight.
There's been mass walkouts in various sports in reaction to the killings in Wisconsin.
Sorry, I've not seen that.
Okay, no worries.
And nobody's mentioned it, so I haven't.
Okay. Okay, no worries.
No.
Okay, we're done. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Good
Thank you very much.